Ladies and gentlemen, now today is the release of Spider-Man Far From Home, so I thought for a little bit of fun we take the Stark Enhanced version of Spider-Man into Act 6 Chapter 2 to kind of test out this champion a little bit, showcase some really good matchups, and a particular chapter which is the fourth one, the Destructive Feedback chapter, where Stark Enhanced Spider-Man is just such a good champion for. So this particular chapter, the thing to pay attention to, because every single fight is going to have it, is kind of this yellow shield node on the opponent. So while this node is active, the opponent doesn't take any damage, but it stores the damage that you deal to them. Now when the shield expires, as you can see here, they take all of the damage. However, while they have this yellow shield, if they attack you or parry you or make any form of contact with you, then you take all of the damage that is stored up. So yeah, this node is an incredible punishment. However, I think Stark Enhanced Spider-Man works really well because they immediately are going to start with this yellow shield. And with Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, he's a champion that you want to ramp up by dashing back, getting close proximity dexterity, so you can ramp up those poise charges at the start. So for example, if you're playing close attention here, we're not looking to attack into Black Widow and kind of give damage to that potential retaliation shield. It's all about those close proximity dexterities so that we can stack up charges of poise, and then once we got about 9 or 10 we can nuke into the opponent and have a really good interval where the shield is down and we don't need to worry about retaliation. We can get a few parries off there, and then from then on in the fight it kind of like sets up your power and damage so that usually you don't have a problem like finishing off the opponent, and this node really doesn't become too much of a problem to deal with at all. So as you can see here, she's got the shield, we throw the special too, because it doesn't matter as long as we don't get hit, all that damage is going to be dealt to her on its expiry. It expires, deals a massive amount of damage, and we finish her off quite nicely there. So yeah, Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, he just works really fluidly for a lot of these matchups and health pools, because a lot of these champions have anywhere between about 180,000 hit points to about 250,000. Even without the use of boost or suicide masteries, a maxed out Stark Enhanced Spider-Man has plenty of damage to take these opponents down, in about 30 to 35 hits in most scenarios. So yeah, that's just some really decent damage output. Stark Enhanced Spider-Man has always been known for his ability to kind of deal a huge amount of damage, but he does take a little bit of practice getting used to, because building up the poise can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. I definitely have always liked his mechanic though, because I think it's very skill based. It's a little bit different, you know, you kind of like dancing around taunting the opponent, and then you can go in for some really big burst damage, and providing you have him awakened and you're above 50% health, you have like an insane crit rate as well, so you're getting a lot of damage. We did take a little bit too much damage blocking an attack there, so it's got us down to 58%. We dodge a special 2 and then retaliate with a 4 combo just to kind of bait out his power gain here. He also does go unblockable below 25% this one, but we managed to, you know, deal with his power gain really well, especially with Stark Spidey's taunt mechanic made it very easy to get it out of that lad. So despite, you know, slipping up for a second, that Deadpool went down pretty quickly. However, next up we have one of the slightly more tricky matchups in terms of the easiest path for completion of this chapter, which is the War Machine. And the reason War Machine is so tricky when it comes to this node is any contact is going to reflect the damage back at you, and War Machine's special 1 is infamous for being really annoying. It's just that constant barrage of shots from his cannon that I don't think is able to be fully evaded. I might be incorrect on that one, it might be somehow possible if you're a Beyond God tier player, but I am not. So we did a little bit of a rough start to this one in terms of the matchup here, just against the wall, trying to build up those poise charges here. So we managed to get an intercept on War Machine, kind of bringing this fight back, a quick stun before the yellow shield goes active, and then here we activate the special 1, so we can push War Machine past his special 1 in order to bait out the special 2, so we don't have to worry about, you know, him firing off the special 1 while he has the yellow shield active to reflect all the damage there. So yeah, Stark Spidey's stun has always been a very valuable piece of utility for kind of pushing opponents to their next special attack, so I really do like that. And also we do have the heavy attack as emergency power drain if needed, firing off just a few additional attacks here so that when the yellow shield pops, he's probably going to die. Quickly dodge the special 2 here, going for some cheeky little intercepts because we still got the evade charges from Nick Fury, and there we go, War Machine is down. However, some matchups where I really wanted to test Starkenaunt's Spidey and really push this champion to the limit are on the other path, which is south in this chapter. So first up, I wanted to play around with the Hyperion matchup because of Starkenaunt's Spider-Man's ability to taunt and get the opponent to throw special attacks. This actually turns out to be a really good matchup for Starkenaunt's Spider-Man here. I'm just kind of playing around with proximity and the special 1 to see if I can build up to 10 of the poise charges, but I don't think I was terribly successful at the beginning of this fight. And also we do have the class disadvantage, but now the yellow shield is up. I know 100% I cannot risk a parry. I find Hyperion's special 2 a really good opportunity if you can evade the last part of it in close proximity. It's a really good opportunity to generate an additional stack of poise on Starkenaunt's Spider-Man, and also with taunt, you know, he's just throwing it so willy-nilly all over the place, which I absolutely love. So yeah, we go for a 5 combo here, going to push him up to another special 2. We have a little bit of duration on the taunt and it expires there, but luckily we are going to manage to get just another special 2 out of this lad. So now with the yellow shield, it's all about staying alive just for one more combo. We throw a stun just to kind of lock in this fight here, go for a 5 combo, and there we go, Hyperion is down. Made that matchup look really easy, and even though it wasn't the most efficient one, we still managed to get on almost 200,000 health Hyperion down in just 40 hits. That was a fantastic performance there from Starkenaunt's Spider-Man. Now, if you're paying close attention, you might be looking at the synergies that we're using today. So we've got Nick Fury and Quake for the evade charges. Also, Nick Fury gives Spider-Man 10% more attack. We've also got Vulture for 6% more attack, and also 15% ability accuracy reduction on the specials. And that really only helps with the special 2. It gives him a higher chance to apply the shock, because the shock off the special 2 is not guaranteed. So that one could be a little bit nice. And then finally, we got Blade, who just allows us to start with 3 charges of poise immediately, which I find is always, you know, nice for various matchups. You know, it's not absolutely needed, and if you did want to play Starkenaunt's Spider-Man and get a little bit more damage output potential, you could replace like Quake with Ant-Man and Blade with Yellow Jacket to get 12% additional attack, and there's additional stuff you could do again to get even more damage output, like using Boost and Suicide Masteries. As you might have noticed in this fight, the evade synergy with Nick Fury and Quake or Ant-Man has already been so valuable, man. It saved me from getting hit twice. So yeah, really grateful for that one. It is an absolutely fantastic synergy, and especially if you're learning to play Stark a little bit better, because I'm an alright Stark player. I'm not the best in the world. It can be just a really nice little safety buffer. So the Nick Fury synergy is just out of this world, and I'm so happy as well that a bit later today, Nick Fury is being added into the 5-star crystal basic pool, so hopefully in the future a lot more people are going to have Nick Fury to play around with in Act 5 as well. Next up, we've got one of my favourite Starkenaunt's Spider-Man matchups, which is actually Starkenaunt's Spider-Man versus Mordo, and this is a matchup that I've fought many times in Alliance War, but I love it. It's just such a satisfying matchup to play. So this one is a little bit tricky, and you do have to be on your toes, but essentially as soon as you get that torn up, man, it just makes cycling Mordo and playing around with this lad just very straightforward to do. So we get a cheeky little intercept there, manage to get a 5 combo, we can dodge a special 1, generate a charge of poise as well, so the special 1 is just perfect for doing all that stuff. We interrupt the power gain there. He hasn't got his yellow shield just yet, so we don't need to worry about damage retaliation. Now he's got his yellow shield, so we fire off the special 2, but because of the taunt on Starkenaunt's Spider-Man, he's throwing his specials willy-nilly, and the thing is with Mordo, if he kind of backs into the corner with his power gain, you can always just charge up to him and then heavy attack just to power drain as well. But you can see there, man, just how quick and easy a Mordo matchup is with Starkenaunt's Spider-Man. He's a phenomenal counter for Mordo, and yeah, just love Starky versus Mordo, man. It's a really satisfying matchup. Next up, we've got a beefy hammer lad, a 222,000 health Ronan here. So, you know, this lad's, he's got a fair few hit points, and we also do have the class disadvantage in this one. So we're starting this matchup again, generating those poise charges, trying to get to 9 or 10 of them. 10 of them ideally, not giving any damage to the shield reflector. We get 9 of them, have a good interval to kind of go in with the heavy attack counter there. So yeah, we just, you know, dodged that and went straight in. So we've managed to hammer out 3 combos in a row. I thought he was going to use a special 1 there, so I kind of dodged back just to be a little bit safe. But there we go, we get the special 2. He's about to charge up as well. His yellow shield. Unfortunately, I blocked the second bit of that special 2, which is a little bit weird of me, man. I definitely should have gone for the evade on that one. Perfect time as well, just to kind of nuke in. We get 100k off the shield expiry, because we dealt a lot of damage with that special 2. And there we go, Ronan was down, man. That certainly didn't feel like a 222k fight, down in a total of 35 hits. So just really quick, really efficient. However, this next matchup, this Black Panther has a note where if he attacks into my block, he's going to inflict 5 stacks of bleed. So with this dude, if I parry or he hits into my block once, I am absolutely dead, because this guy has about 7,000 attack. So yeah, we're just evading at the start to build up the poise charges, and then I need to start cracking out those intercepts in order to, you know, start ramping up his power, and then dodge a lot of special attacks here. So we're trying to get those close proximity dexterities. Again, I cannot block, I cannot parry in this matchup. We go for an intercept, we failed that. The evade charge saves us twice off Nick Fury there, so I got really, really lucky. That Nick Fury synergy is absolute MVP for scenarios where you need to intercept, because it literally has saved me from dying like twice in this fight already. So yeah, I know I'm down to my last evade charge, man. Black Panther still has, you know, he still has a lot of hit points there, just going for some cheeky backdraft intercepts. I know I still have one guaranteed evade charge, so I can get away with it. Then we managed to finally land another backdraft intercept and get him to a special 1. So yeah, trying to bait that out. I should have been a little bit closer to him trying to bait that one out, actually. But after this, we can go straight into the special 2, get the massive damage off. And hopefully, once the shield expires, this dude is going to be in the bin. So we get a close proximity evade there, retaliate with a 5 combo. And there we go. Black Panther dies, and we didn't have to worry about that wonderful bleed node, which is a really, really good time. But the Nick Fury synergy, man, it definitely did a wonder on that fight and saved me from dying on 2 occasions. So that Nick Fury synergy, man, some people have been underrating it, but I think it is absolutely fantastic. This next fight is really weird, man. So this is a Rage, Life Transfer, Destructive Feedback, Miles Morales. So I know because Starkanaut Spider-Man has crazy damage that I'm not probably going to be able to avoid getting stacks of Rage on Miles here. So I didn't build up the poise at the start, or that would have guaranteed that we got Rage, you know, and he went fully unblockable off the first 5 combo. So here I'm trying to keep the stacks down. Unfortunately, we took a huge amount of damage from the yellow shield. However, the life transfer node, we really quickly got the health back. So yeah, we're just trying to play fairly well, nuke this lad down. He's got 3 charges of evade. I'm trying to keep a close eye on those as well. He's only got 1 charge left. He does have the yellow shield. We get hit with the yellow shield, takes me down like 55% there. So I'm a little bit on the ropes at the moment, but the life transfer node is absolute MVP at this point as well. He has run out of the evade charges. However, he has gone unblockable from the rage stacks now. So now Spider-Man Miles Morales is fully unblockable. We cannot block, we cannot parry. We fire off the special 3, and one of the great things about the special 3 is that it applies an ensnare kind of debuff, which means that for 18 seconds Spider-Man Miles cannot trigger evade, and also it didn't give him any evade charges by the look of it, which is a really, really good time. So now it's just dodging that special one again and again and again, just rinsing in the damage here. My evade's about to run out in terms of the ensnare, but because of Spider-Man Miles Morales not having any evade charges, it doesn't matter. Here I decided to be a little bit cheeky and go for a special 2. This is going to give him 2 evade charges, but I think the shock damage is going to be worth it. And there we go, we managed to get Miles down. So that was a really, really interesting matchup, that one. I really liked that one. That was really good fun. A bit clutch at the end, but Starkanaut Spider-Man managed to pull through for an epic victory royale there. So I was proper happy about that one. Now, next up, we have OG Vision, who is a robot, and Starkanaut Spider-Man has some fantastic magic with his special 2 against any champion that is a robot, because it pretty much deals like triple damage. You get like up to 6 stacks of the shock. So yeah, if we can get a special 2 off in this fight, it's just absolute heaven. And also being a champion with Torn and, you know, dealing with Vision, a champion that's known for his random burst of power gain, or power gain burst every like 20-25 seconds or so. It's just a great matchup for kind of constantly baiting out those special attacks to make sure that you don't need to worry about getting nuked by a special 3. And also, maybe if you do push him to the special 3, you also have the additional utility of Spider-Man being able to power drain on the heavies. So here we dodge a special 1, we go back in. I know he's still got the yellow shield active, but we fire off a special 2. We get 6 stacks of the shock. shock, and this man, he's in the bin. He took like a crazy amount of damage there, died mid special 1, so that was a really satisfying matchup. Starkanaut Spider-Man, just again, so good, mate. 29 hits there, perfect kill, and I think there was a lot more overkill to be had with all the shock damage as well. Then the final matchup of today's video is going to be against Crossbones. So Crossbones is, you know, a little bit annoying to deal with because he has the chance to shrug off stuff, but really the common theme of today's video and the chapter is that we can't really block, we can't really parry, it's mostly intercepting. There are occasional ones. I started off this fight by getting clipped by a heavy, which was not a very smart plan there. I actually did have, you guys aren't going to believe this, I had a spider on my arm literally as soon as this fight started, so that's why I was playing so bad at the beginning. I had to like brush it off and then get myself focused. So the fight is a little bit sloppy at the beginning of this one, but you know, we're managing to get it under control now, generate up to 8 stacks, 9 stacks of poise, 10 stacks of poise. He does have the yellow shield active, so we go for an intercept here. We get the taunt kind of beating into his block here to try and bait out a special 1, because again, we don't want him to attack us while he has the yellow shield, or we're just going to get flattened by that. Going for a cheeky little 5 combo, and once you really get into the rhythm of the Crossbones matchup, he's just another champion that's such a treat to fight with Starkanaut Spider-Man, because a special 1 is very easy to bait out, very easy to dodge, so you can just punish it, hammer in like a special 2. You can see he actually does mitigate a lot of the special 2 damage there by shrugging off the shock. We go for a cheeky little backdraft, manage to land that, and this lad is almost dead. So ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's gameplay video, please do smash that like button for Starkanaut Spider-Man. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.